Foreword by Spencer Hines. On the far west coast of the USA, my kitchen phone began to ring. I nearly let it go. At the last moment, I picked it up, and the woman's faraway voice said hello. I stepped to a quieter space. She asked if this was Spencer, and I said yes. But one more time, please. Who are you? Vannath, she replied. Vannath Chea. Do you remember me? Yes, 22 years earlier, in 1992, I had written a newspaper story about her recollections of escaping the killing fields of Cambodia, landing as a refugee here in Oregon, becoming an American citizen, then making a life-changing move, returning to her birthplace to help however she could. Since then, she said, much had changed in her land and her life. She said she had written her memoir. She asked whether I could write some words of introduction. I requested a draft of her story. 20 minutes later, there it appeared. Some 30,000 emailed words of life, well beyond what many have seen and survived. Branching, eye-opening, inspirational, and to help me recall where things had left off, she attached the Oregonian's 1992 story about her survival. The government room is 404, that story began. It has cubicles. One of them holds a woman in a chair. She has a pastel dress and short black hair and steady eyes with spectacles. She has seen, the woman says, things you cannot imagine. My Odyssey, she says. Those things I could not imagine, I began to imagine again. I went to the internet and typed in her name. I wanted a sense of what in the world that woman in the chair had been doing since returning home to Cambodia. In mention after mention, there she was, helping produce a social justice center's national survey on corruption, fighting poverty, promoting education, and maybe most tellingly, especially in a country where the communist Khmer Rouge had killed 2 million people in a genocidal spasm. She did not call for an eye for an eye. In fact, while leaders globally were working to set up genocide trials, she had helped organize discussions to enable everyday Cambodians to join in. The idea was to let everyone, and not just the more prominent voices, describe their own experiences as part of deciding whether the best way to heal a nation was to even hold any trials. As she pictured it, this early debate would invite not just survivors of the massacres of the Khmer Rouge regime, but also former members of the Khmer Rouge itself. One way or the other, her goal was peace. You cannot just achieve reconciliation when you want it. She was quoted as saying, you have to go through all the steps, finding truth, justice, and then reconciliation. Did she? Did others? I kept reading. Her story holds lessons for everyone. At least for me, they amount to this. Find the truth, help justice win, then try to let old grievances go. An eye for an eye, it serves as nothing more than a perpetual motion machine for war. So many people, including me, have never seen what she has seen. Yet, I have been asked, as all of us are, to try to comprehend. Given that, I keep coming back to a couple of moments in her story. In one, she visits the site of a cremation, a visit she makes for a reason that readers might not at first imagine. In that other moment, she ends up as a refugee in a small Oregon apartment. A friend comes by to ask what she needs. She replies nothing at all. He opens her kitchen cabinets. Empty, he says. I've learned, she replies, to live with less. We take one step at a time, she elsewhere adds, with a million steps to learn. So many steps, so many choices. From these stories of her life, so many things to learn. Spencer Hines, former staff writer with the Oregonian newspaper. Portland, Oregon, USA.